We are back with another video. In this one, I want to talk about runes. So, runes came into the game and we were explained one thing based off the patch notes, and then what we got was actually different. So, I want to clarify everything about runes, what you need to look out for, how you can get them the best way, and what you should do to prepare for the next steps or the next phases of runes because yes, not all runes are created equal, and we don't even have all the runes yet. So, let's get straight to it. So first things first, we got these two new game modes, the Gate of the Abyssal Verge, and we got the Gate of Irimban. Now, both these are pretty fun game modes in their own way. In the patch notes, they said that these would be the best ways of getting runes, which is, of course, dead wrong. It is not the best way. In fact, it is probably the worst way of getting runes. Now, what you do get is you get these abyssal essences, and if you get 10 of them, then you get a chance at getting a rune. Now, I have not turned in 10 myself because I quickly realized that this was not the most efficient way of getting runes, which we'll talk about here in a second, how the best way of getting runes, so we'll get to that point. So, but I've seen people both on Reddit and in my clan talking about how this isn't even a guaranteed way of getting runes. Like, even once you get the 10 of 10 of the abyssal essences, it's just a chance, which is like, yikes. So let's talk about the new things that did come with runes before we talk about how you can get them and how you can really min-max your time in game when it comes to runes. So rune smithing is essentially how you're going to equip the runes that you have. Now you're going to note that I can't equip the runes that I have. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, well, that's a problem. And that's because not all runes are created equal, and not all runes can go to every slot. You can see that they actually have a specific location that they go to. So this one, for example, is tied to the chest piece. That's tied to the chest piece, and these are tied to the legs. So some of them are tied to multiple. Let me go to let me go to a loadout that doesn't have runes on it. That'll be the easiest way of explaining this. And if I go to the runes, so there are several that can go to like head and shoulders, chest, main hand, offhand, and of course, since we have two main hand, two offhands, you do need two of each. And you can see that all of them do something different. Some of them give increased bonus attributes by 4, some are by 3. There's a little bit of RNG, it seems like, with all of it. So, what's the best way of getting runes? Again, unfortunately, it's not the way that we thought, which would be the two new game modes that even Blizzard told us that would be the best ways of doing it. Now, do I think this is going to be this way forever? Absolutely not. I am very confident that they will buff the drop rates in these two areas because right now there's no reason for you to do these two brand new PvE events. Blizzard's going to fix that. I would bet on it. I don't know anything official. I'm not breaking NDA. I know literally nothing about any future updates coming up now, but it's kind of baffling that this is still a thing. Like there's just no reason to be down here anymore. So there's that. Now, the other ways and the most profitable ways that you can get runes is by either running your towers. So you can either run your towers, you can do overworld farming both in a group and by yourself. But what I have found to be the most, efficient way of finding runes is because we just got to the new Inferno difficulty. I just run dungeons because I need set gear anyway. I'm trying to farm for all the different set gear that I want for all the different classes in the game because I'm a content creator and I'm really dumb and I like to jump between all these classes and I basically punish myself because I have to farm all this gear instead of sticking to one class. But that's a video for a different time. But so while I'm running dungeons, I have been getting a ton of runes. Now they do drop randomly, and it is a small percent chance, and they have like an orange light that'll pop up. So like they are very noticeable when you get them, and it is pretty exciting. They are also sellable, which you can see here. I have not equipped my sellable runes because I just want to kind of hold off. Now originally we were told that there were going to be more than the 10 runes that we have now. There were going to be 20, but they cut that number in half. And you can, if you go to the rune, if you go to this guy here and go to rune smithing and click on this, and then go down to rune synthesis. So that is the other option you actually have with him. When you talk to him, you go to rune smithing and then rune synthesis. So this is where it looks like we can combine essentially multiple different things in order to power up a rune, which is essentially what the little cheat sheet thing here says. 2 of the same rune can be used to synthesize the next higher rune. When synthesizing unbound runes, only the other unbound rune can be used as materials. For bound runes, both unbound and bound runes can be used. Higher level runes will be available to synthesize over time on the server. So this is a timed progression where we're literally like sort of gatekeeped out of progressing our runes too fast. You have the ability of going up to a certain point where based off where your server is, which is pretty interesting. I don't have a strong opinion, good, bad, or indifferent about that yet, because it's still so very new with runes. Now, runes are sellable in the market, so you can, of course, obtain runes this way. They have their own little spot, and in the first few days, like they were very hard to get, and people were selling them for like max plat, and now now they're actually incredibly cheap. So it's like 100 plat. You get this one, which is stun resistance increased by 2%. And I think they're actually in order by the ones that are most productive or most like gooder. So the bull one, you can see that this one is the primary attack speed that goes up by 6% with a chance to reduce enemy attack and movement speed by 20%. So this one's really, really good, which is why it's going at a higher platinum rate. So you can actually look at these, and if you go, as you go down, the lower they are on this list, the better they are, at least from what I have found. Let's see, this one's almost going for 2K because that's attack speed. That's really, really good. This one is, whoops, wrong spot. The block chance, which is you know, it has its place, but it's going up for 400 plat. So you can see that the lower they are, the better they are. Damage to full life enemies increased by 5%. That's a really good opener for a lot of different builds. So you can see that you can get runes here, but obviously the best ways is just grinding on the dungeons. So that's what I would recommend for anyone right now. So farm your dungeons. Don't do the 2 new PvE things, even though Blizzard told us to do that. And keep grinding your dungeons. And as we get more runes unlocked as a server, we will, of course, cover that as well. But for the time being, I would highly recommend just grinding all your runes, equip the ones that are bound to you, save the ones that are unbound, and then we can learn a little bit more when we get the next round of runes. So we can either synthesize them to upgrade them to be more profitable if you want to sell them on the market, or become stronger by having a higher level rune. So that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Let me know what you think about runes in the comment section below. Hopefully this was helpful. If I missed anything, make sure you put a comment. If it's super helpful, I'll pin it so everyone else sees it. Until next time, guys, I hope to see you in a video soon. See ya.